my help.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday. And as usual, here goes your Friday video. So today I want to talk about borrowed troubles. So you probably be like, Simone, what is borrowed troubles? Okay, so is it something that I borrowed from my neighbor? Is it something that, was not necessarily important, but now I'm making it such a big issue in my life? What is this borrowed trouble? Now, the book of Philippians 4 6 through 7, tell us, let your request be made known to God, and the peace of God will guard your heart and mind. So let me read that again. It says, let your request be known to God, and the peace of God will guard your hearts and your mind. And that's Philippians 4 6 through 7. And please, by all means, every week that I come and I talk about these different scriptures and so forth, please go back. I hope you are going back and looking at these scriptures for yourself, and not only just reading the one verse, but that you will just continue building on to your own personal devotional time with God. So borrowed troubles. We're talking about borrowed troubles today. Have you just felt, tired, weary, just feeling like you're carrying a whole lot of baggage? And sometimes the baggage that you're carrying is not even your baggage. It's other person's problem. It's other person's issue that you have taken on yourself. You want to be Mr. Fix It. You want to be Miss Fix It, and you want to just fix everybody's life. You just want to fix everybody's circumstance. Have you ever been there when you want to be Mr. Fix It and Mrs. Fix It or Miss Fix It? Well, if you haven't been there, well, great. But some of us like to borrow trouble, like to just take on people issues on our own. Now, people never normally or naturally just say, you know what, I have this problem here, take it. Let it off me, you take it. But we listen to people problems and they never even ask us, to be honest. Some of these people never even ask us for help. They never even ask us to be a part of what the trouble or the problem is. But I don't know if it's just the nature in us as human or the nature in us as Christian. We just feel as though we're just such great problem solver, and we just want to just solve everybody's problem instead of probably praying for the person, instead of probably going on a fast for the person, or encourage the person to go on a fast, and go on a fast with the person just to be that source of encouragement. So let's get into it. So no trouble distress the mind and wear upon the nerve like borrowed troubles. As someone has written, worry is an old man with a bent head, carrying a load of feathers he think is lead. Now, let me just read that. Worry is an old man with a bent head, carrying a load of feathers he think is lead. Now, the question is, if you have 1 pound of feather and 1 pound of lead, or 1 pound of flour and 1 pound of rice, which one is heavier? Well, maybe the flour and the rice don't really. All right, let's change it. You have 1 pound of feathers and 1 pound of flour. So 1 pound of feathers, 1 pound of flour. Which one is heavier? You can leave your comment in the comment box below. But no, it wasn't a trick question. And no, it wasn't hard. But if you have pound of flour or rice and 1 pound of feathers, guess what? It's the same 1 pound. They weigh the same thing. Well, the feathers probably go be in a bigger bag. So people would naturally think that, oh, well, the feathers are probably going to be heavier now because it's more than the flour or the rice. It's the same weight. So they both weigh the same. It doesn't matter if it was feather, whether it was hair, it doesn't matter what it is. 1 pound is 1 pound, same weight. So worry about what might happen makes even the smallest trouble seem so huge. Have you ever been in a situation where you're just worried about what will happen? Say, for instance, you probably, you know, didn't study and you have a test tomorrow, and this is like the last and final test for the year. And you're just worried that, you know what, if this don't work out, then you won't get that scholarship, then this won't happen, whatever you were looking forward to will not happen because of this one failure. And you're just worried that by the time you actually do sit the test or the exam, guess what? All the information seems as though it was erased from your memory because of the worry. You start thinking so beyond everything else. And that's what worry will do to us. Make the smallest of things become so huge. Become so huge to us. Nervously anticipating trouble that may never happen can crush our spirit. You ever been, again, just like what I was talking about, the exam? You're worried that you're going to fail this exam, and all of a sudden you're thinking 20 years down the road. Okay, will I fail? Now, the scholarship opportunity that I was looking for, that was going to get me into this college, that was going to get me my dream career, that was going to get me the car, that was going to get me the house, and and it's just continue. A whole bunch of anxiety, right? Anxiety. No, you can't even breathe. A whole bunch of different anxiety. A whole bunch of different nervousness. Thinking about things that not even happening. Breaking your spirit. You know, instead of borrowing trouble by constantly worrying about the future, listen instead to Jesus's promise. So instead of borrowing trouble, worried about, the things that you have no control over, I am learning. And again, I said, I am learning. Yes, you heard correctly. Simone is learning how to let go of things I have no control over. Like, I'm not going to kill myself over things that I have no control over. The only person and the only thing that I have control over is me. Is me. My action, my ways, the things that I choose to do. That's the only thing I have control over. If I'm going to allow people to continue to hurt me, or I'm going to allow myself to walk away from different things and circumstances that are not good for my spirit, that is not good for my growth, that is not good for me moving forward in life. Because if people only come to tear you down and not build you up, then what's the sense? So again, instead of borrowing trouble, listen instead to the promises God has for you. He says, peace I leave you. Peace I leave you. And that's John 14:27. He said, peace I leave you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world give, I do not give you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. And again, that's John 14:27. And also in John 14 verse 1, Jesus talked about worrying too. Be anxious about nothing. Don't worry about anything. So he keeps reminding us, stop borrowing trouble. And I'm going to shout it out loud again. Stop borrowing trouble. Leave the trouble alone. When anxiety, when depression, when those thoughts, when all the things that come to just crush you and mold you and mush you down and just trample you, remind yourself, remind yourself that peace, God give you peace. God tell you you don't need to be anxious. He tell you you don't need to worry about anything. He got you. He got you. You don't have to be afraid. So whatever is worrying you right now, yes, right now. I never said what worried you yesterday. Because again, yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. And I'm not talking about what is going to possibly worry you tomorrow. Tomorrow haven't come yet. So why are you going to waste your energy? Why are you going to waste your time on something that haven't happened yet? I'm talking about now. Whatever is worrying you now, give it to Jesus and trust Him to take care of it. Let His peace replace your worries. And I'm going to allow God peace to change my worries. Trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. The Bible said weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So of course, you know I can't leave you without giving you some homework, right? So think about the amount of time you spend worrying about the future. How would your life change if you spend those moments in worship? Begin today. Choose to be a worshiper instead of a warrior. Not a warrior, but a warrior. Stop borrowing trouble. Leave the worries at the door and just think about every single promise that God has for you. He has so many promises for you. It's written throughout the Bible. He said the enemy you see today, you will see them no more. So all the people, the things, the situation that have worried you, that have troubled you, be a worshiper today. Be a worshiper instead of a warrior. Don't worry, worship. Let me put it that way. Don't worry, but worship. So, as usual, don't forget to smash that like button, click subscribe, ring the notification bell, and most important, share. The best is yet to come. See you guys next week. Love you.